Hello people, welcome back to MBTI and Enneagram Connections. My name is Toby and today I'm going to talk about the INTJ and the Enneagrams. But before I do that, there's a few things I want to say. First of all, real quick, I've caught a cold, so if I sniffle or lose my voice or something, bear with me. Second of all, thank you so much for 10 subscribers. I consider that a milestone and I'm thrilled about it. Thank you all, you rock, and even if you're not a subscriber, if you just watched one of my videos or a few of my videos or you've contributed to the conversation down in the comments, you are fantastic. I want this to be a conversation still instead of me just trying to teach you something that I'm still learning. I really don't want this to be a monologue. So if you'd leave a comment, I'd greatly appreciate that. You're fantastic. Okay, so let's get to it. The INTJ is called the architect in the official MBTI homepage. Their primary function is introverted intuition, their secondary function is extroverted thinking, and their inferior function, which is a concept I learned recently, is extroverted sensing. Now, the combination of introverted intuition and extroverted thinking makes them really bright, quick thinking, imaginative, creative, and analytical and strategic thinkers who likes to build stuff, who likes to organize stuff. They're a lot better at teamwork because of their introverted intuition, and that really helps them also in leader roles when they're leading like big projects. They do have some challenges though, because they can be a little arrogant, to be blunt, about they're typically very knowledgeable and they typically expect everybody to be as knowledgeable and as passionate about the thing they're working with. So they can get very impatient with either ignorant people or lazy people, or at least what they consider to be lazy people. So that's where they can have challenges socially. And that actually reflects onto the Enneagram. Because like a lot of introverted thinkers, the INTJ is primarily a 5. And the 5, as we talked about with the INTP, is the observer, is the one who gathers all the data to then make a conclusion and really dig into a subject logically and do a lot of research on it. And they're great at that, but they're also INTJ 5s struggle a little bit less making connections than a lot of other 5s because of their introverted intuition, which helps them a lot. So if you're an INTJ 5, please put that introverted intuition to good use and nurture it, because it's gonna be your best friend when it comes to all sorts of relations. Now, the second most common Enneagram type for the INTJ is the 1. And 1 is the perfectionist. They really want everything to be as optimal as it can possibly be, and they first and foremost want themselves to be perfect, to be good, to be moral. They have a basic fear of being corrupted or evil or just in some way wrong. With the INTJ, that often also reflects to their work and their projects. They want them to be perfect, they want them to be good, they want them to be efficient, they want them to succeed. And sometimes they can get to a point where their self-esteem depends a notch too much on various projects succeeding or not. So that's where they have a challenge. But they also have something great. They also have an immense motivation to make everything as good as it can possibly be, because they believe in perfection and they believe that we should strive for perfection, which makes them very, very idealistic, but in a pragmatic way. And I know that sounds like an acronym, but it's actually not. It's just like we are not done with this until it's, if not perfect, then at least pretty damn good. So INTJ ones are fantastic in that regard. They never do something halfway. Unfortunately, it can also stop them from actually doing anything because they don't want to do it if they can't do it perfectly. So that's the flip side of the coin. There's always a flip side of the coin. So yeah, generally, if you're an INTJ 5, as long as you put that introverted intuition to good use, that's you'll get along fine because you'll have that to help you where the 5 typically struggle, and then you'll have your amazing strategic and logic skills to help you along being competent, which is the basic want of the 5. So you'll get along fine. If you're an INTJ 1, what you must remember is to cut both yourself and the rest of the world a little bit of slack. And I think, again, your introverted intuition is your best friend here, because introverted intuition gives people an ability to analyze the mind and understand the motivations of people, but also understand the connections of things and why things happen. And that might be great in realizing why people doesn't always behave optimally and why things doesn't always turn out optimally, which is the great challenge for the 1 and especially the INTJ 1. So yeah, that's about that what I had to say about the INTJ, I think. Almost sneezed there. Yeah, I think that's about it. So thank you for watching. Thank you again for the 10 subscribers and the loads of views, and for just being along with me. Thank you for that. Until next time, remember, be yourself, everybody else is taken.